There was a time when I was drowning in a sea of debt, feeling hopeless and stuck. Let me share my journey with you. Debt. It's a four-letter word that brings a chill to the spine. I was once in its icy grip, trying to keep afloat in a sea of bills and collection calls. It all started innocently enough. A credit card for emergencies, student loans for a brighter future, a mortgage for a place to call home. But before I knew it, I was in over my head, swept up in a whirlpool of interest rates and minimum payments. Every day was a struggle. It felt like I was working just to keep my head above water, with every penny earned going straight to my creditors. The stress was overwhelming. I would lie awake at night staring at the ceiling, my mind racing with thoughts of how I was going to make it through another month. The weight of my debt felt like a heavy chain around my neck, pulling me down into an abyss of worry and despair. But then something changed. I decided enough was enough. I was tired of living in fear, tired of feeling like I was constantly on the brink of financial ruin. So I made a plan. I started budgeting, cutting back on non-essential expenses, and aggressively paying down my debt. It was hard, and there were plenty of setbacks along the way, but I was determined. And finally, one glorious day, I made my last payment. The relief was indescribable. It was like a huge weight had been lifted off my shoulders. I was finally free. Free from the chains of debt, free from the constant worry and stress. It was a feeling of liberation that I will never forget. Overcoming debt was a journey. It was a journey filled with hardships and challenges, but also with triumphs and victories. It was a journey that taught me about resilience and determination, about the importance of financial responsibility, and about the true value of freedom. And that's how I successfully overcame my debt. But I'm not alone in this journey. Across the globe, there are countless individuals who have triumphed over their debt. Let's delve into some of these inspiring stories. First off, we have Emma from Manchester. She had accumulated a significant amount of credit card debt due to impulsive buying habits. Emma decided it was time to take control, and she did so by adopting a strict budget. She dedicated 50% of her income to pay off her debt and cut back on unnecessary expenses. Within 2 years, she was completely debt-free. Her determination and discipline are truly commendable. Next, we have Peter from London. Peter was burdened with hefty student loans after he graduated from university. He made a conscious decision to live well below his means, choosing to share accommodation with roommates and cook meals at home instead of dining out. He channeled most of his earnings towards his debt, and within 4 years, he managed to clear it all. Peter's story is a testament to the power of frugality and focused debt repayment. Then there's Tanya from Australia. Tanya found herself in debt after a failed business venture. Instead of wallowing in despair, she turned her situation around by getting a job and creating a side hustle for extra income. She also negotiated with her creditors for a more manageable repayment plan. In just 3 years, Tanya was able to clear her debt. Her resilience and innovative approach is truly inspiring. Finally, we have Noah from New Zealand. Noah was struggling with a huge home loan. He decided to rent out a portion of his house to generate additional income. He also cut down on his lifestyle expenses and dedicated a significant portion of his income towards his loan. In 5 years, he was debt-free. Noah's story shows us that strategic thinking and income diversification can make a huge difference. These stories show us that paying off debt is possible and achievable, no matter how overwhelming it may seem. Now, you must be wondering, how exactly did these people manage to pay off their debt? What were their strategies? Well, let's delve into the key strategies that can guide you towards paying off your debt swiftly. The first strategy is budgeting. A budget is a map that guides you through your financial journey. It helps you navigate your income and expenses, ensuring you're spending within your means and saving adequately. To start a budget, list all your income sources and expenses. Then, allocate funds to each category, prioritizing your needs over wants. Adjust your budget regularly to reflect changes in your financial situation. Next, let's talk about saving. Saving money might seem difficult when you're in debt, but it's a crucial part of the process. Start with small, achievable goals, like saving 5% of your income each month. As you adjust to this new habit, aim to increase your savings gradually. Remember, every penny saved is a penny that can be used to reduce your debt. Now, onto cutting expenses. Scrutinize your budget and identify areas where you can cut back. Could you eat out less? Cancel unused subscriptions? Buy generic brands instead of name brands. Small changes can lead to big savings over time. Also, consider selling items you no longer need or use. The extra cash can be put towards your debt. Increasing your income is another effective strategy. This could mean asking for a raise, working overtime, starting a side hustle, or even selling handmade goods or services. The additional income can accelerate your debt repayment and potentially provide a buffer for future financial challenges. Lastly, consider debt consolidation or refinancing. Debt consolidation combines multiple debts into one, potentially at a lower interest rate. Refinancing, on the other hand, replaces your existing debt with a new one, ideally with better terms. Both options can make debt management simpler and more affordable. However, they require careful consideration and advice from financial professionals to ensure they're the right fit for your circumstances. In addition to these strategies, it's important to stay informed about your debt. Understand the terms of your loans, the interest rates, and the consequences of missing payments. Knowledge is power when it comes to managing debt. Remember that everyone's journey to becoming debt-free is unique. What works for one person might not work for another. It's about finding a strategy that suits your lifestyle and financial situation. Be patient with yourself and celebrate small victories along the way. Debt repayment is a marathon, not a sprint. And finally, practice self-care. Financial stress can take a toll on your mental and physical health. Make time for activities you enjoy and remind yourself that it's okay to seek help if you're feeling overwhelmed. Remember, the key to becoming debt-free is discipline, determination, and a good strategy. While it's essential to know what to do, it's equally important to know what not to do when trying to pay off debt. There are common pitfalls that can actually slow your progress and sometimes even make your situation worse. One of the most common mistakes is only making the minimum payments on your debts. It might seem like you're keeping things under control, but in reality, you're just scratching the surface. Interest continues to accrue, and the principal balance remains largely untouched. Over time, you'll end up paying far more than you originally owed. Then there's the ostrich approach, burying your head in the sand and hoping the problem will disappear. But let's be real, ignoring the problem won't make it go away. It only allows it to grow bigger. Debts don't magically disappear, they pile up, and the longer you wait to address them, the more difficult it becomes. Another common misstep is accumulating more debt while trying to pay off existing ones. It's like trying to fill a bucket with a hole in the bottom. You're pouring in effort and resources, but not making any real progress. If you're serious about becoming debt-free, you need to stop taking on new debt. This might mean saying no to that tempting credit card offer, or postponing a major purchase until you're on more solid financial ground. Furthermore, a lot of people try to tackle their debt without a plan. This is like setting off on a journey without a map. Without a clear strategy, it's easy to lose track and feel overwhelmed. So make sure you have a plan that outlines how much you'll pay each month and which debts you'll tackle first. And remember, it's okay to ask for help. There's no shame in seeking advice from financial advisors or using resources like debt management plans. Avoiding these common mistakes can accelerate your journey to becoming debt-free. Now that we've tackled the ultimate guide to paying off debt fast, you might be wondering what's next on our financial journey. Well, let's spill the beans. After you've climbed your way out of debt, the next step is to start building your wealth. And that's exactly what our next video is all about. We're going to dive into the world of investing, where you can make your hard-earned money work for you. We'll explore the ins and outs of how to attain passive income, the stock market, the power of compound interest, and the benefits of diversification. But that's not all. We're also going to talk about the importance of saving for retirement, the different types of retirement accounts, and how you can maximize your contributions. And of course, we'll discuss how to build an emergency fund, because life is full of surprises and it's always best to be prepared. Stay tuned for our next video, where we'll explore how to grow your wealth after becoming debt-free. Until then, remember, you have the power to control your financial future. Like the video and leave a comment. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more insight on financial advice.